Alright, so back here working on the side-by-side, and we got some Hess built knuckles, new to me. I got a pretty good deal on these. Seems the Hess knuckles are good. I did get one ZRP billet knuckle. This one seen better days, it seems. I guess somebody had to weld the bearing so it'd stay in. The ball joint hole's oblonged out, but I only paid $1,400 for all these knuckles. They're $1,700 for the pair, per front and back, $1,700 each. So I got a pretty good deal on them, I think, for what they are. All the Hess knuckles are in good shape. This knuckle's the only one that's really got some problems, so I'll run this one for a while and probably end up getting another Hess one off eBay used and swap that one out. One good thing about the Hess knuckles is they have a lot of clearance, so if you're running rear axles, they clear as far as I could tell. The ZRPs are a little tight, but I think that's an older ZRP. I don't know if it's a newer one. But the Hesses all fit good, so that's a good thing. Alright, so the level 3 King Cobra is going in. My wheel bearings are shot on the old hubs, so I think they put a couple holes in the boot, but they don't replace them until they're broke, so we're going to run them. There's been I've heard some people say that the axle will rub on those Allens, so we put some thinner Allens in there. I've been told you don't need that retaining ring on these Performance diffs, but looks like mine's gonna clear. I'm gonna run it. Some people have issues with the axle rubbing on those Allen bolts, apparently. That's what I've been told anyway, so I don't know. It seems to be okay. I think we're gonna be okay on that. Yeah, boot's leaking, whatever. It's probably gonna get more holes in it, so we're just gonna run it until she goes. Alright, so these are made out of 6061 aluminum, the Hess Motorsport hub, and you got a whole lot of room on that ball joint bolt. Now, the ZRPs are 70-75, but they don't give you as much room on that ball joint bolt.
Messed up.
Yep, messed up. Alright, so after we got this assembled, this is the Hess hub with no spacers in the axles. And it moves back and forth. Now the ZRP hub is it'll roll, but it takes both hands, so I think it's got a self-clearance a little bit, and there's 2 spacers in there. The other thing I noticed is I don't really have a whole lot of spline showing on that, and this one I do, like it was before on other hubs. So my opinion, the Hesses seem to be better hubs, but I like the Hesses more, so we will run them and you guys will see how they do. I mean, hopefully everybody praises these things, so King of Hammer approved, so let's see how it goes. So we got a Baja Designs, splurged a little bit on the light bar. It's Baja Designs 10-inch. It is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Originally I was going to put it there. Depending how the hood bars are coming, don't know if that's really going to be where we're going to put it, because it's kind of out in the open. Not really what I wanted. Oops, don't want to rip that wiring harness out of it. Kind of thought about putting it there in the grill, like cutting the grill out, removing the grill, kind of recessing it back. Don't know, maybe in here. Really not sure yet. We are, after much debate, we're gonna go no hood bars this time. So everybody send a prayer for the radiator. No hood bars. Hopefully don't regret that. I guess if we have problems, we'll go back and add them later. All right, so now that we kind of figured out the light bar and hood bar dilemma, we got the piece that we needed the most: drive shaft. This is a 3 hands fab drive shaft. Jeremy. These are the U-joint parts. It gives you a little parts breakdown list, so that's pretty sweet. That way, you know, if I ever have to get replacement anything on the trail or at a park or whatever, I know at least what this thing is made out of. So that's sweet. Beefy 2-inch tubing. I mean, that's bigger than the roll cage. And a cute little shaft right there. So we got the Can-Am going on the lift. We're gonna see. He says to put this in, put the drive shaft in, then put this on. But because of the boat sides and all the panels I can take off, I haven't had an issue putting it in like this. So before I put the yoke on, I'm going to make sure it does fit in there before I go ahead and drive this home. And as long as it does, then I'll take it back out, and then, or maybe just leave it in there and drive it home. I don't know. But we're gonna go test fit the rear shaft, make sure everything's good, and then maybe even put the front shaft in tonight. Tomorrow, we're also running 3 hands fab Proformance diff brace. So this is gonna keep from the diff pulling the bolts out, the threads out of the bottom of the diff, which seems to be a common problem with the Proformances. They're so damn strong that the mounting bolts are actually the weak link. So we're gonna put this in there. It goes to the upper A arms, and then this goes to the differential. Really nice side to side adjustment and forward and backward. So yep, he included that with his drive shaft, so shout out to Jeremy for hooking us up. And that right there is gonna get us on the trail. There's not a whole lot left. Just honestly some little personal things that I want to get done. Okay, so the diff support from 3 hands fab is in there. We had to move my differential forward to clear the hydraulic steering. So I actually had to drill and then kind of use a cutting wheel and a grinder and make the bolts kind of go a little bit more forward to line up, but it's in there. Pretty much everything, once you get to this point, you're this far modified, it's just a constant struggle. So, but it's in there. I'm about to put the nuts, or tighten the nuts on the A-arms, and then tighten the nuts down on that, and that diff tray will be in there. Jeremy said that you don't really have to attach it in the back, so I'm not going to bother doing that since he said he hasn't and he doesn't on his. So once this is done, all we have left is connecting his drive shaft to the diff. And when I went to town today, I forgot to get a 33 millimeter socket, so that'll have to wait till the next day. But getting a whole lot done. By the time I get all this stuff done and get the front end put back together, I might take it outside and finish painting some stuff on it. But that's probably going to be it for today. Yeah, so it's coming together. It's going to be another at least full day to get this thing done. Hopefully only a full day. All right, well, the goal of pulling up on the trailer today it's over. It's dark out, but we got lights all hooked up. The diff, I found a couple bolts I left loose on the gusset kit, tightened those up, did a little bit more painting. Didn't get to the quarter panel today. Found a bunch of wiring issues that I forgot about. We got all kinds of brake lights now. Chase bar is mounted. Rear view mirror tab is mounted. All I have to do is put my rear view mirror back on. So it's very, very close. Technically, I'd go riding right now if I wanted to, but we're gonna hold off for another day and get everything done. All right. I know it don't look like much progress, but these little details, they take a lot of time. And there's a lot of little things to do. We got new harnesses in there. The old harnesses were kind of getting a little wore out. The padding was getting wore out on them. They're kind of hurting my shoulders when I relied on them. So we got PRPs from aboard Levi. Got the Sackett in there. About to go riding. Not really. I wish. Got the rock lights on. Gotta have those. Trying to figure out what to do about the belt intake and exhaust. Since I got rid of the snorkels. The snorkels, even though they don't look like they're that tall, they came up to here. So I've been wanting to get rid of them for a while anyhow. So we did that. Got to order a wiring harness for the winch that I forgot about. So that's not working. Shouldn't need it anyhow, ideally. Don't worry about that axle boot. If any of you seen that, there's nothing wrong with that at all. This exhaust, this is like a little resonator. Ain't much to it. It's very short. There's my hand, for instance, or reference, or whatever. It's a very small muffler. It sounds like a slightly muffled straight pipe. Not really annoying, I think, but it's not a straight pipe. We're going to see how that goes. Maybe go with a, what do all the razors have? The Vibrant. I've heard a couple of Vibrants on these. They sound pretty good. So, might go with a Vibrant if that muffler is too much, but it's getting there. Pretty much good enough to put it on the trailer here in a little bit. It's 1:30 in the morning. One thing, there's been a lot of broken frame rails and broken welds and all that, but I'll tell you what was the worst. That right there, that shock, we fixed it, but it was almost non-existent. I'll put a clip up right here. Well, that is not what you want to see. Not at all. So you can see where it was broken right there. Kyle's dad cut a washer out on his plasma table, and yeah, we got it off the shock. It didn't tear the shock up. Really surprised about that. Everything's good now. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That thing's been making noise for 3 or 4 years. So, yeah, that's my bad. I should not have let that continue. But it's alright, it's fixed now. It didn't ruin the shock. I actually didn't even really dig into the shock very bad, so that's the great news. So if it would have ruined the shock, then it would have been even worse. But yeah, kind of get to see what it looks like now with the door line. Still looks really tall on camera. It doesn't look that tall in person. You guys can be the judge. If it looks tall to everybody, then it looks tall. It doesn't really hurt my feelings. It's a King of Hammer race style cage. It's built to take a beating. If you look at Tim Cameron's 100 Shots buggy, you'll notice the very abrupt windshield angle. And it's all about structure, structurally sound things, not looks. You know, we're not going for looks on this cage. It's all structural integrity. So all the panels, I got the roof on there because it's kind of hard to transport, but all the panels are right there. I'm dropping them off tomorrow to get them wrapped. So I think the next video you guys will see will be it wrapped with the passenger seat in. The only reason, don't mind my wiring mess, it's awful. I know you don't have to say it. The only reason that I have all this apart still is because there's a new panel with all the switches and everything. And I cannot, my chase bar, they did a really great job at not making the switch unpluggable. So thanks a lot, X-Brite. Because of that one switch, I have to wait until I have the little panel here, which I want everything to match. The dash is going to be wrapped, this is going to be wrapped, and there's 3 panels here with the one counting this one. I want them all to match. So unfortunately, this is where I'm stuck. I can't do any more because I need the panels to be wrapped, and then all I gotta do is put the switches in that panel, put that on. I can finish this, and then you know the rest of the panels will be on, and then it'll be done. For the most part, it's never done. It's a never-ending project, but it'll be 98% done. The whole machine is sagging to the left. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it has 0.3 of a gallon of gasoline in it and no passenger seat, but really hoping that straightens up. Maybe the springs are sagging on the one side. I mean, most of the time it's only me in it, but it wasn't sagging like this until like a couple weeks after we did the cage. Then it started leaning to the left. I don't know. It doesn't really matter if you make a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn. It always settles right there. So I don't know. But for you guys, it's going to be literally a second. You're going to see it all wrapped and everything. And I wish it was that fast for me. I'm going to have to wait a whole week. And the pretty much maiden voyage is going to be Texlex. So you might see it at Texlex or at my house right before Texlex, or I don't know, but and we'll snap to it being done. I can't snap. All right, guys, we're at Texlex. Hopefully you can hear me. There's a lot of jets flying overhead today, but farm use is done. So here it is. There's still more to do. They're never done, you know, let's be honest. But we're good enough to ride, and that's done enough for me because I'm tired of working on it, to be honest. So we got some more upgrades. I kind of hinted around, I think. That axle boot didn't get to that. We got OEM hubs in the rear still. And that hub actually has a broken radial joint. That's why the boot's ruined. So that's why that's not even fixed, because I got billet hubs, but I haven't had time to put them on. The wrap came out great, nice, simple. Got a little sponsor panel right here, just like last time. If any of you guys want to hit me up and join that list, you can email me at the Don't Lift Podcast at yahoo.com. I'll flash it up on the screen. And so we got billet knuckles in the front, which you guys just seen if you watched this video through. Unless you fast forward to the end, which I don't blame you. It's been a long process. We got a ZRP on that side, and we have a Hess on that side. Now the Hess does not rub, the ZRP rubs. And I put spacers in there. I didn't measure the thickness. If I did, I forget it, but I don't know. That hub is a little worn out. It's got some issues, but it's a whole lot better than an OEM hub still, so we're running it. If it becomes a problem, we'll probably switch to a Hess on that corner. Same with this one. Haven't put a billet knuckle on that one yet. They're sitting in the trailer. I just didn't have time, and honestly just kind of want to get this thing out and ride it, and you know, I might have some other bugs to work out. I got pretty much all my switches in here. I'm missing my rear switch for the winch. I need a longer harness, which I forgot to order, but also misplaced a switch, so that sucks. That's on me. I also misplaced the override switch, which good old David Hastings is going to loan me his, so I got two-step. This is an open slot here. I'll either find a switch or I'll just put a cover over that. I wish I had my old ones from when this was new. They had like little block-off plates. If any of you guys got them laying around, put it in the comments. I will buy it off you, literally. Other than that, you know, of course, got a new cage. You know, that was the whole point of this. We lowered the dash. We initially lowered the dash all the way down, and then this panel was on an angle. So we lifted the panel back up because it would have sat down here. We lifted the panel back up to level it out, and it looks way better like this. So the dash could have been lower in the back. It's as low as it can be in the front, but it wouldn't have gained any, you know, sight line. This is what it looks like looking out of it. As you can tell, that shock tower really sticks up now. Between the dash being gone and then this whole front end being lowered, I mean, the amount it's lowered is, you can see the radiators coming through the hood, and that normally sits like up here. The sight line, I mean, I can see from here to there, which is not a great way to describe that, but maybe this way. So in the machine, I can see right there in front of me. So that's better than the Turbo S, a factory Turbo S. Could be a whole lot, you know, better if I just got rid of the front end, but you still have that shock tower. So I've done really good without limited visibility in this thing, and honestly, it's going to be nice, but I'm not even going to notice the sightline differences all that much. Still got the cooler in the back. We went with some trailer lights in the back. Tried to make something cool with the factory lights. Couldn't figure nothing out. Had to do something about that brake line. Go get the zip ties out, I guess. We got the Lucky Bell on. Some people notice, some people don't. Found it in the creek at Disney one day. It's been my Lucky Bell. I've never, you know, it's brought me good luck. Still got the OG farm use plate. That thing has been through a lot. Shout out to Custom Splice. They must be doing some sort of training. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Must be doing some training here. Yeah, there's overspray on it. You know what? That's an off-road rig. This thing gets beat on. We're gonna roll it over. It doesn't have an easy life. So the overspray will come off eventually. But it is what it is, you know? Still didn't get that painted. I forgot about that. I mean, the list goes on and on and on this thing. So hope you guys enjoyed seeing it build. Well, the build progress on it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It was long time of a lot of things to do. So we're at Texlex. This is the Maiden Voyage. I finally got the air bubble out of the coolant system after almost overheating it over on the hill. So good. It's idling at 2 bars, which this is the older style. It doesn't tell you what the temperature is. It just has a bar gauge. It used to run 4 bars, 5 bars OEM. Tuned, it runs 2. And if I'm beating it down on a hill, it might go up to 4 or 5. But surprisingly, the belt doesn't break at that point. But yeah, there she is. Hope you guys enjoyed watching again. We appreciate every one of you that watches our videos, and hope you guys can share to your friends, and you know, just share the videos around for us, because we're trying to go bigger and better. We just need a little bit more support. All right, guys. Later.